I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You all remain standing and join me in prayer, please. Supreme Architect of the universe, we invoke thy blessing at this time. May this meeting thus begun in peace and closed in harmony. Amen? Amen. So good evening, everyone, and welcome to the public business meeting of the Allegany County Commissioners for July 10th, 2014 at 5 o'clock. Commissioners, are there any additions or deletions to our agenda?
There is. I'd like to add addition 2A under our action agenda, industrial shell building in the Barton Business Park.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor for this addition to our agenda, please say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Okay, gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes of our June 26, 2014 public business meeting. Is there a motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Brody, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Wonderful. Okay, under the report of the President, it has been brought to our attention that this board, Commissioner Brody has resigned from the Potomac Highland Authority Board and would like to pass on to the public that for the next 45 days we're going to be accepting any resumes of anybody who would be interested in being a part of that board. They can send those resumes to myself, or you can send it to the county building. After that, we will then give those resumes over to Brian Westfall and Mr. Everly to sort through them and get them down to approximately 5 different resumes that I will then in turn interview to make a recommendation to this board in the fall. So, okay. Public hearing, item number 1. Understand that this is a road opening petition. Dennis Plummer and Mr. Kazari, how are you, sir?
Absolutely wonderful, sir.
We haven't stopped the meeting like this, Bob.
Here we are. This is the initial petition for opening a road for the purposes of closure. It's run in the newspaper. We have the ad, we have the petition, and I suppose I'll open it to the meeting if anybody is here to make any comments or objections to the public. There not being any, we will submit this and ask that you refer it to the appropriate committees.
Wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that.
Bob, why don't you introduce your associate who's here with you
Yes,
today? Because she made it's her name, and she's probably going to be here in the future.
Well, that's right. We're now a partnership with Kazari here in Walsh, and this is Jennifer Walsh here, my partner.
Wonderful. Hi. Thank you.
Hey, you guys want to speak on this? On the petition, did you just want to speak on the road petition?
Is this for the cemetery?
Yes.
Yes.
Stick around,
Mr. Kazari?
Back up.
They hadn't signed up on it, so but there is actually some people that would like to speak on it.
Okay.
So wonderful. If you'd come to the podium and give your name and address, be able to.
I think they had some questions.
Okay, good.
My name is Mary Lou Wampler. My address 16801 Old Dortown Road, Frostburg, Maryland. I'm a little confused of everything that's going on here tonight, and I think that's why nobody else spoke up, I guess. My understanding is the family cemetery where I own lots to be buried in, somebody is trying to block us from crossing into it or gaining access to it.
That's not true.
That's okay.
Oh, yeah. I'm just calling it.
Well, that's
I'll try to contact
what I
you.
understand I'm here for.
Okay.
So.
No, that's not.
That's
That's something
fine.
to do with the road you're talking about. Is on the other side of the subdivision. Has nothing to do with your cemetery.
You have it's not. It's planted here. Would that help you?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I was just told to go to this meeting
Oh,
because
and here
I
you
have
are.
lots in that cemetery and was told that somebody was trying to keep us from getting into it.
This is a road that's never been open, so you go there.
Well, that's what my brother-in-law just said, that he thought that was the old dirt road on the other side.
No, that's not.
Okay. We'd just like it to be cleared up.
This is the area being
Right there.
Okay, where's the cemetery?
Over here. That's it.
so here's the old dirt roads.
Okay, this is the old dirt road.
Yeah, this is cemetery right here,
Here's the cemetery.
right there.
Okay, so the road that you want to close off
It's over here.
is the one that comes up through Harwood?
Yeah, the new section. It's not even built.
It's not even built.
No.
Okay, well, there is a road that comes up through Harwood that goes into this cemetery currently.
Yeah, right here. That's Whispering Pines.
Okay,
It's right there. Nobody's listening.
well, there's only two accesses into it. There's the one off of Harwood, and there's the dirt road that comes up from
That's been flooded.
off of, I thought that was Whispering Pines that went out and then turned up the old dirt road.
No, this is Whispering Pines. Here's the paved road. It ends up right from, I was just there today.
Where's the old Lordtown Road that was closed off when the flood went through in
Right here.
1996?
Down here. Right there. You guys used to access yours through Stan Wilson's place?
Yes,
Okay.
used to.
All right, well, I gave you this property because they deeded it to me. I didn't want it for the
You
cemetery.
gave what property? The
Cemetery.
cemetery. Okay.
Well, your nephew did not
I
follow
don't,
through on it.
I don't have him. I don't know who you're talking about.
Well, Bill Llewellyn.
He's not my nephew.
Okay, well, whoever it is, he's involved in it.
But the point is the road.
It does just don't do with us.
here.
I don't know who's telling you.
We're taking up your time.
Yeah, we are. This is a separate matter.
Well,
Basically.
And she's certainly entitled to speak. and
Exactly,
let's
exactly.
Make sure that this is not a concern.
So if what we want to do, you're okay with that?
I'm still confused as to
Okay, well,
I think for now, we'll offer the plat
Yeah.
submitted to, the cemetery would be marked on the
I'd be
plat
happy to
that
be
we have.
after.
And the area of the road we're closing off is also marked.
What we're suggesting, maybe if you would take the people who are interested, maybe over in the southern
Yeah, that's
room,
fine.
and then you want to come back.
And then
Okay.
afford you the time to speak then, if there's any more questions.
Because I'm getting information second here.
Okay, we're all good. Like a one through.
I'm sorry.
One first.
All right, we'll come back to that. Open that. We'll move to the action agenda item. We did add 2A to our action. This is the industrial shell building and the business park proposal action. Commissioners, is there a motion?
So moved.
To what?
Well, you asked for a motion to read the motion.
Yes, okay, we're 1 and 2.
Well, we normally read the motion.
You were.
I'm not going to second the one you just made.
Okay.
You are correct. I threw you a loop.
Upon recommendation of staff, the Board of County Commissioners hereby take action to rescind their action of June 5th, 2014 to accept a proposal of Bell Construction for the development of a 40,000 square foot shell building in a Barton Business Park. Part 2 of this motion is to reject all proposals submitted to said project.
Okay, I'll second that motion. And is there any discussion? We'll call for the question. We'll do a roll call vote. Commissioner Valentine?
Aye.
Commissioner Brody?
Aye.
Commissioner McKay? Okay, that motion has passed. All right. Item number 2, gentlemen, is Resolution 14-15, the Maryland Mortgage Program. Mr. Nedved?
Yes.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening. I'm coming.
You're looking awful dapper today.
Oh, thank you.
Off the cuff remarks, no reading.
Yeah. Oh, no, I really was just going to read it because it's quick. Commissioners, The Maryland Community Development Administration provides financing for the Maryland Mortgage Program to each county through the sale of tax-exempt bonds. This program provides below-rate mortgages from a home ownership to the residents of Allegany County. All of Allegany County is considered a targeted area, which means one does not have to be a first-time home buyer to participate in this program. The 2014 sub-allocation for Allegany County is $2,609,900. The CDA offers a variety of 30-year fixed-rate loans with interest rates ranging from 2.0% to 4.875%, depending on the option selected. Since Allegany County is a targeted area, current income limits to qualify are $104,640 for one or two persons in a household, with an increase to $122,080 to a family of three or more. The maximum acquisition cost is $289,470 for existing or newly constructed homes. So pretty much in a nutshell, everybody qualifies. You don't have to be a first-time buyer. All you have to do is make less than $100,000, and you got to buy a house smaller than $289,000. That's a lot of people in this county. Locally, the banks that offer the programs are First Home Mortgage, Wells Fargo, Susquehanna, BB&T. And what we're asking the commissioners to do is to authorize the transfer of the $609,000 to the Community Development Administration's Maryland Mortgage Program so that they can issue tax-exempt housing bonds on the behalf of Allegany County.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Nedved? No? Okay. Gentlemen, I'd like to move that we move on the recommendation that the Board of County Commissioners offer the transfer of $2,609,900 to the Community Development Administration's Maryland Mortgage Program for insurance of tax-exempt housing bonds on behalf of the Allegany County, and authorize the President to sign the letter of transfer. Is there a second?
Second.
Been moved by Commissioner McKay, seconded by Commissioner Valentine. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you, Commissioners.
Thank you. Mr. Dorsey. Item number 3, Commissioners, is the fiscal year 2015 annual plan for program Open Space.
Good afternoon again.
Good afternoon, sir.
Sir, in May of 2013, the Commissioners, you put on record your decision to approve $250,000 for both the fiscal year 2014 and 2015 program Open Space applications. Last year, the money was available. This year, unfortunately, our allocation is only $234,000 and change. Staff would like to recommend that you approve an allocation of $15,631.99 that was placed in contingency fund in the 2014 plan to boost that up to $250,000 for fiscal year 15.
Gentlemen, any questions?
And this is funding for athletic fields and all
Yes.
that at the new Allegany.
Yes, sir.
It was the new Allegany High School. Correct. So, okay. Gentlemen, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the recommendation from Mr. Dorsey that the Board of County Commissioners approve this additional $15,631.99 from the FYI 2014 POS plan, making a total allocation of $250,000 to the Allegany County Board of Education, and authorize the Division of Planning Services to forward the FYI 2015 annual plan for program Open Space to the Maryland Department of Planning and Maryland Department of Natural Resources.
Excellent.
Is there a second?
Second.
Please repeat. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Item number 4, Commissioners, is the Braddock Run Stream Restoration Contract Bid Award. Mr. Patterson.
you, sir. What you have before you is a recommendation for awarding a stream restoration contract to Excavating Associates. This is remaining bond money that's from, I believe, 2008 from previous projects in Jennings Run and Braddock Run. And we engineered, permitted, and we're ready to go to construction here in Bogus Street on Braddock Run.
Questions for Adam? Very good. I'd like to entertain a motion for the Braddock Run Stream Restoration Contract Number AC-14-SR01 bid award. Is there a said motion?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
It has been moved by Commissioner Valentine, seconded by Commissioner Brody. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Item number 5, the Allegheny County paving contract. Patterson.
What you have before you here is a request to advertise a contract similar to what we did last fall, where we selected a handful of roads in the county that are in desperate need of asphalt rehabilitation. We've gone through a little bit of the environmental permitting steps for this project. We'll be sending our request to the state to receive approval from them. And so contingent upon their approval and requesting your approval to go towards advertising later in the summer with the fall construction.
About how many miles is that?
These roads, I think we're going to probably do 1.5 miles with these 3 roads.
Okay.
We're set up to do 2 roads there near Sunset View, and then the remaining portion of New School Road in Mount Savage that wasn't completed with the water and sewer project that's finishing up.
Commissioners, any questions? I'd like to entertain a motion for the Commissioners to approve the request for advertising of the Allegheny County Roads paving rehabilitation contract. Is there a second?
Second.
I think I moved it.
I think you did move, but I didn't. So I will second.
So you will second. So it's been moved by Commissioner McKay, second by Commissioner Brody. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Mr. Everett, where do we have on our consent agenda this evening, please, sir?
Commissioners, this evening you have 7 items on the agenda. Items 6 and 7 relate to board appointments for the library board, vacancy on the library board, and for a reappointment to the county's Building Codes Appeals Board. Item number 8 deals with our need to amend our annual health insurance contract with Blue Cross Blue Shield in light of some changes that have taken place with the county's over 65 health insurance program. Item number 9 is our annual renewal with the Hartford Insurance Group to administer the county's workers' comp program. Items 10 and 11 deal with our annual bid awards for both fuel and our dump truck vehicles. The fuel bid represents our projected usage for the county, but it also includes our consortium bids with the City of Cumberland, Frostburg, and Allegheny College of Maryland. The amount represented on the agenda this evening, only 36% of the cost, or approximately $421,000, is a fuel estimated acquisition for county government. The bid that's represented for the 3 dump trucks, which we announced we would be taking action on this week from the previous meeting, is $393,666, and that includes the base amount for all 3 trucks, the vehicle retarders, and the warranties for those vehicles as well. Commissioners, the last item relates to our seeking authorization to advertise for the Braddock Run Sewer Rehab Phase 3 project, which includes the Grahamtown Sand Spring Run Interceptor project and the Wrights Crossing pumping station.
Okay. Commissioners, any questions for Mr. Everett?
None.
Entertain a motion to accept our consent agenda, please.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. What do you have on your desk there, Mr. Everett, please?
Commissioners, I have some correspondence to read into the record this evening to ask for your consideration. And it relates to correspondence we do every year this time, what we have been doing for the last several years. It's a a letter dated today to Tony Crawford, our District 6 engineer, Maryland State Highway Administration. And it relates to the Polish Mountain Hill Climb sports car event, and it reads as follows. Dear Mr. Crawford, in reference to the requirements of issuing a Maryland State Highway Special Event Permit outlined in SB 984 and HB 1356 and signed into law in April of 2009, we are pleased to provide this letter of authorization for the Polish Mountain Hill Climb planned for August the 2nd through the 3rd, 2014. The organizing group for much of this programming, the National Road Auto Sport LLC, has presented a plan to partner with the Flintstone Volunteer Fire Company to support this unique motorsport activity. We support the staging of this event and subsequent closure of specified public roads pursuant to the conditions required in Maryland Code Article 21, 1211 as amended by the legislature. Thank you in advance for supporting this event out of Dade County. Commissioners, your preference?
Commissioners, any consensus? Son?
I think it's a good event, and it's a Flintstone Fire Hall. Makes a nice income off of it, which is much needed.
Yes, I do. Okay. While we're signing that, Mr. Rudd, is there anything on your desk this evening?
Yes, I need to read a statement for the record based on the closed session that the Commissioners held on July 3rd, 2014 at 3 o'clock p.m. The statement is as follows. The Board of County Commissioners at a meeting convened on July 3rd, 2014 at 3 o'clock p.m. voted unanimously to go into closed session. The meeting time and place and the purpose of the meeting was provided in a public notice distributed on Tuesday, July 1st, 2014. The notice was provided in the same manner and as to the same entities as received the Commissioners' regular business meeting notices. The meeting was closed in accordance with State Government Article Section 10-508 of the Annotated Code of Maryland, and the purposes for which the meeting was closed were as follows. 1, to consider a proposal for a business or industrial organization to locate, expand, or remain within the state. 2, to obtain legal advice from counsel. Those in attendance for the closed session were Commissioners McKay, Brody, and Valentine, Administrator Everly, and myself, as well as Cindy Young, Recording Secretary. Legal advice was provided by County Attorney William M. Rudd pertaining to a bid protest filed on behalf of Lashwood Construction concerning the awarding of a bid for construction of a 40,000 square foot shell building to be built in the Barton Industrial Park. No formal action was taken by the County Commissioners at that meeting in response to the legal advice provided. Upon motion made by Commissioner McKay and seconded by Commissioner Brody, the meeting was adjourned at 3:27 p.m.
Thank you, sir. Commissioners, any statements, comments? Commissioner Valentine?
Yes, Commissioners, as I was coming out of the fairgrounds today, I was handed a letter from a constituent. She was getting ready to mail it to us. And so I thought there's a letter that should be read here tonight. And Jack, would you like to come up front? Whether you'd like to or not.
Not in favor of election
Yeah, it seems all too often that the roads crew is accused of being lazy, just sitting around and all. This letter is coming from a constituent. It says, Dear Commissioners, my neighbors and I want to commend the workers who recently repaired the damages this past week caused by the June flood down Moss Avenue to the fairgrounds. The flooding has been quite an issue for us and has been happening every time we get a fast torrential rain. Many of us suffered damages to our properties for years. This past flooding in Crescent Town was much more serious than usual. The runoff, I think she's referring to a large ditch area out there, used to be 1 foot wide prior to 1980. The state came in and dredged the runoff and thus made it about 4 feet deep in the center and about 5 feet wide, plus installed boulders on the sides to prevent overflow. Needless to say, the state never came back in 40 years to maintain its structure. The workers who came this past week spent several days repairing the damages in the lots, removing all kinds of debris, rocks, etc., and general cleanup. I spoke with them and thanked them for finally coming to clean up, as it had been a month since the flood and we were afraid we were never going to see it happen. These workers were courteous and worked nonstop, which was a pleasure because you don't see much integrity or manners these days. The workers told me they were sorry it took so long, but they were there and hoped we would be pleased with the cleanup once they left. We are sorry but did not get their names, but want to thank them and let them know we appreciate their hard work in 95-degree weather. Please extend our thanks to their department supervisors and also you, the county commissioners, for not forgetting us. And Jack, I happen to know you were out there on that project.
Yes, sir.
That's yours.
Good
Thank you.
job.
Thanks, sir.
Good job.
We tried to clean it up as best we could and do what we could, what we were allowed to do. I'm glad she's happy with the job.
Very happy.
Bill, is there a copy of that?
Yes, I can copy it.
All right. Direct Linda to make sure that every man that was, or woman that was on that crew gets a copy of that letter, if you would, please. We'll get that mailed to them. So, thank you, sir.
Commissioner, may I add two more observations real quick? While we have two other folks here that we have the opportunity to embarrass as well, both Mr. Nedved and Mr. Patterson, for all of your efforts in the last several weeks for your special assistance on behalf of some folks that whose lives were turned upside down by the rain. So thank you as well.
Okay. All right. Commissioner Bray.
Yes. I just want to do a little bit of a public service announcement. It pertains to something that took place at our meeting 2 weeks ago with Dick DeVore announcing that the Clariesville Fire Department will be taken offline by the fire board and not in line for calls. I got a notice in my mailbox yesterday, such as all of my neighbors did, and I was bombarded by calls last night that we are no longer covered, the Vail Summit area, with fire protection and ambulance services, and to bring this concern to Mr. Dick DeVore and stuff. And I just want the people to know that is not true. As I telephoned Dick DeVore today just to make sure I knew what I was talking about, that the areas are being covered by Shaft, Frostburg, and LaVale. So there's no residents in the Vail Summit, Harwood area that's not being covered.
So please, media, if you would pass that on. I think that's very important.
Yes.
Somebody has passed out a letter that's absolutely not true.
That is correct. So,
okay, perfect. I'd like to take this time to recognize Councilwoman Wagner, who's here with us today from the City of Cumberland. Thank you for coming. Okay, constituents. We have Mr. Bill Smith. If you'd like to come up, sir, please give your name and address for the record.
Here.
If you would, please.
Bill Smith. My address is 85 Ward Avenue, Kaiser, West Virginia. I'd like to read a statement that basically thanks Commissioner Brody for his efforts on the airport. The board members of the Potomac Highlands Airport Authority present today would like to thank Commissioner Brody for his time and service to the Greater Cumberland Regional Airport since his appointment to the PHA board. His dedicated service was always in the best interest of the airport, and he was willing to make difficult decisions in light of external critics. His service will be missed on the airport board. During his appointment, he was instrumental in improving the fiscal, operational, and oversight policies of the airport. He instituted conflict of interest policies for the board members and got the board members focused on problems at hand and working toward the mission statement of the airport operations. His insight has the airport on the brink of a major rebuild that will result in taxiways, a rehabilitated main runway, new access road into the airport, and a 29-acre flattened area that can be developed into future industrial park to bring revenue into the airport. Other accomplishments that occurred during Chairman Brody's tenure, along with the airport manager Ryan Schaefer, are as follows. He established a dialogue for the MAA and the FAA, skydiving at the airport, a new tenant in the Kelly buildings, a runway crack and seal effort that was funded by the state of Maryland and the Maryland Aviation Administration, a town meeting. They joined the chamber and also hosted the chamber after hours. They have a cohesive board that is committed to monthly meetings to get work done. First ever PACE reception display, and they have a dialogue between the airport and local institutions of higher learning to develop a flight and aviation support service curriculum of study. Some of the airport improvement projects, fuel sump savers for the jet fuel, recertification of the fire suppression system in commercial hangar, and a linear completion of the land acquisition for the runway project. And you thought he didn't do anything. Although his departure will be a setback for the PHA and the airport, his efforts toward improving policies and getting everyone focused on goals puts the airport in an excellent condition for the future. The board members would also like to assure the Allegany Commission that the airport's in excellent condition. There are no hidden agendas, no ethic issues, no smoking screens. All the regulations of the FAA and the MA, which is the Maryland Aviation, and the West Virginia Aeronautics Commission are being followed to every extent possible, and will continue to be an ongoing effort of the board. A board member was told last weekend by a representative of an elected official that they are coming after you. Although we don't know who they are, we welcome the attention. And with our improved policies in place due to the efforts of Commissioner Brody and Airport Manager Ryan Schaefer, we're ready for any investigative type of assessments. If an investigation goes forward, it may turn up instances that need further improvements, which is our board's vision. We want to make the facility the best it can be and ensure its future and safety being at the forefront. In conclusion, we would again like to thank Commissioner Brody for his dedicated service to the airport and the airport board. He leaves a big hole to be filled, and his replacement will have a hard act to follow.
Thank you, Bill, and board members. I'm kind of choked up and don't know what to say.
I got a little choked up. Normally that doesn't happen to me.
Thank you very much.
We have Ryan, the airport manager, and we have Dr. Wolf, one of the members, of course, Mr. Schmidt as well, and then Councilwoman Wagner as well. So, wonderful. Thank you very much, sir. Appreciate that. Okay, we caucused.
All right, I can give you a report on our conversation. Basically, this road that's we're seeking to close really has nothing to do with the cemetery situation, so I think we can proceed.
We're okay,
quickly.
Ms. Montfort?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, what will have to happen, what I advise them to do is that there is a cemetery that's on the property over the side of the hill, and there are some issues about it. There's apparently never been an organization formed. We suggested they form a trust or an LLC or something to run this and then negotiate about the cemetery. But that's way separate from what we're doing here. So I'll resubmit my plan.
Wonderful. Thank you for taking care of that. We appreciate you all allowing us to continue. You just missed a lot of good stuff. Anyhow,
Thank you. That was important too.
No.
It's probably the cemetery where I done that.
You're related to everybody. You can get into any cemetery. Related somehow to anybody and everybody. And I actually was tracing the family tree back to the McKays, who were never born in Allegheny County, but I traced it back so far to this couple called Adam and Eve, and guess you and I are distant cousins now.
Will you put me in your web?
It's Valentine's will that you need to be in.
When you looked at your family tree, you were the side.
That's true. I was the side. Oh boy. Well, at least you didn't share what Al Feldstein shared yesterday.
Yes, true.
So, and,
Can we go back real quick to the very president?
Yes, please.
There probably should be a motion to refer to staff for review.
Thank you. I'd like to make a motion that we refer to staff the road closure known as Summit Circle. Is there a second?
Second.
All in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. And any opposed, motion carries. Thank you for keeping us aboard.
Yes, sir.
Appreciate that.
Playing with her anyway.
Certainly. That's right. Okay, I'd like to remind everyone that our next public business meeting will be Thursday, July 24th, 2014 at 5 o'clock, right here in room 100. I'd like everyone to please see the news release about the fire hydrant flushing schedule, as well as the Allegheny County Transit Safety Training. And also, the most important thing, the most exciting news. Yes, Dan, that's what I'm building it up. The Great Allegany County Fair, which will start on Saturday and run to the following Saturday. So is that the 19th through the 26th?
It is.
16th through the 26th.
12 through the 19th.
Well, it's a good thing that the media's got it right. The media got it right. That's the important thing.
It's the first time.
So we have two headliners who are two entertainment acts. One is open mic night with Commissioner Mike McKay, and the other one
And it is not, because we are not singing with you this year.
Okay. All right. Who do we have lined up?
Uncle Cracker on one of the evenings and Tuesday, and Craig Morgan Monday night.
Well, wonderful.
Painted Pony Rodeo Wednesday night.
Okay.
This is a national points rodeo. They're in either Ohio or Chicago, I forget which, this week. And the following week, they're in New Jersey. And they were passing through here, and Kevin and you guys got lucky with the booking agent. And they're going to stop and have it's an actual points show Wednesday. It'll start early Wednesday afternoon because there's a whole ton of people in this program. And then the show itself starts 7 or 7:30. I think it's 7:30. And then it's full, but they've got like 50 barrel racers coming. Wow. So they'll weed them down during the day, so it'll be the top 6 or 8 for like the barrel racers, the bronc riders, the bull riders, calf roping. It's a full-fledged rodeo. If they gain points for the national show, which is, I think it's in Las Vegas, the first part of the fall. So it's going to be a good cowboy night.
And I have rented a horse for Commissioner McKay to take part in bronc riding.
On the back part of
A
it.
very good horse.
They've already got their own staff. They're bringing those folks.
They're bringing their own staff? They don't need a rodeo clown?
One's enough. Mike Fireworks.
I mean, they have to be large barrels to go around. But I mean,
You do it on a horse, Mike.
oh, it's
You do know what a rodeo plant does, right?
Fireworks Sunday night.
Tell jokes.
Mike. Fireworks Sunday night after the 4-cylinder demolition derby. Monday night, as you say, is Craig Morgan. Tuesday night, Uncle Cracker. Wednesday night is the rodeo. Thursday night is the old car and oldies night. Vandel's out of Pittsburgh will be down here for a free concert. Thursday night in the main stage. Friday night is mud ball and fireworks. Sunday's fireworks is sponsored by Pepsi. Friday night's fireworks sponsored by Rocky Gap Casino. Saturday is the V8 demolition derby. Will be a big night. And Sunday afternoon is the 4-cylinder demolition derby, and the rides open up for kids and stuff all along that line.
Obviously, you can see there's a lot to do for families in Allegheny County during Fair Week. So, that being the case, please see the Allegheny County Fair brochure. And once again, we'd like to thank you for participating in your government. Hope you have a nice evening.